This is IDS 110, Chapter 13, Managing Your Money. Student Profile Cody Rozier. Since he was 16 years old, Cody has been working to help his mother make ends meet. He took online college courses to graduate high school early, and after graduation he moved to Florida where his grandparents lived to enroll in college. Cody enrolled in the nursing program and also worked 45 hours a week as a manager at Subway. Cody doesn't make much over minimum wage, so he has to budget closely. He thinks carefully about the differences between what he wants and what he needs. Living on a budget. Face it, college is expensive and most students have limited financial resources. A budget is a spending plan that tracks all sources of income, student loan disbursements, work earnings, etc., and expenses, rent and tuition, during a set time period, usually weekly to monthly. Creating and following a budget will allow you to pay your bills on time, cut costs, put some money away for emergencies, and finish college with as little debt as possible. Creating a budget. A budget will condition you to live within your means, put money into savings, and possibly invest down the road. Here are a few tips to get you started creating a budget. Step 1. Gather basic information. First, determine how much money is coming in and when. Then track where you're spending your money for a week or two by recording every bill you pay and every purchase you make. This allows you to determine your spending behaviors and gives you ideas about where you might be able to cut costs in the future. Step 2. Build a plan. Use the information gathered in Step 1 to set up 3 columns, one for income, one for expected cost, and one for actual cost. Be sure to recognize which expenses are fixed or variable. A fixed expense is one that will cost you the same amount every time you pay it. For example, rent is a fixed expense because you owe your landlord the same amount each time you pay. A variable expense is one that may change. For example, your textbooks are variable expenses because the number and cost of them will be different each term. When you are in doubt about exact expense, it is always better to overestimate your expenses to avoid shortfalls, running out of money before the month ends. Creating a budget. Number 3, do a test run. Use your budget plan and see how things go. Budgeting is not an exact science, and you may need to add another category called miscellaneous for unexpected and added expenses during your budget period. Step 4, make adjustments. If you stay focused and are flexible in your budget, can lead you to financial stability and independence. Cutting cost. Here are some tips for saving money in college. Recognize the difference between your needs and your wants. A need is something you must have. A want is a good or service or experience that you wish to purchase but could reasonably live without. Live with others. Find someone to share the costs with. Consider moving in with family or finding a roommate. Consider the pros and cons of living closer to campus. Living closer will allow you to walk to campus, saving time on car maintenance, gas repairs, and parking. Living on campus can make it easier for you to meet other students and develop a sense of connection to your college. Use low-cost transportation. Try public transportation, biking, or carpooling. Seek out discount entertainment options. Take advantage of free programs and entertainment offered to students. Often a reduced student rate is charged, so take advantage of this. Embrace second-hand goods. Use online resources such as Craigslist and thrift stores such as Goodwill to expand your wardrobe, purchase games, sporting good items, or decorate your house, apartment, or dorm room. Avoid unnecessary fees. Making late payments can lead to expensive fees. Consider automatic payments. Getting financial aid. Types of aid vary by school. Some types of financial assistance include scholarships, grants, loans, and paid employment. Financial aid programs refer to this combination as a package. Need-based scholarships are based on both a talent and a financial need. Talent can be past accomplishments in the arts or athletics, your potential for future accomplishments, or even the path of study you have chosen. Need in this context means the cost of college minus the federal determination of what you and your family can afford to contribute toward those costs. Merit scholarships are based on talent as defined above, but do not require you to demonstrate financial need. Grants are based on financial need, but, like scholarships, do not have to be repaid. Work-study jobs are reserved for students with financial need. Students receive work-study notices as part of the overall financial aid notice and can then sign up to be interviewed for work-study jobs. Student loans are available through a variety of sources. The best option for most students is a subsidized federal student loan backed by the government with interest paid on your behalf while you are enrolled in college. Other options include unsubsidized federal student loans and private student loans. Most financial assistance requires some form of application. The application used most often is the free application for federal student aid, or the FAFSA. Every student should complete the FAFSA by the earliest deadline of the college you are considering. The amount of financial aid you will receive will depend on the cost of your academic program and what you or your family can pay as determined by the FAFSA. Financial aid is designed to make up as much of the balance or need as possible. How to avoid losing your funding. If you earn average or better grades, complete your courses each term, and finish your program or degree on time, you should have no trouble maintaining your financial aid. Some types of aid, especially scholarships, require that you maintain full-time enrollment and make satisfactory academic progress. Dropping or failing a class might jeopardize all or part of your financial aid. Full-time financial aid is often defined as 12 credit hours per term. File for financial aid every year. Even if you don't think you will receive aid for a certain year, you must file annually in case you become eligible in the future. Meet all filing deadlines. Talk with a financial aid officer immediately if you or your family experiences a significant loss, such as a job loss or death of a parent or spouse. Inquire every year about criteria-based aid. Inquire about campus jobs throughout the year. Consider asking for a reassessment of your financial aid package if circumstances deserve additional consideration. Achieving a balance between working and borrowing. Advantages and disadvantages. Advantages: working in a field may help you get a better job. Disadvantage: increases the challenge of meeting the demands of school and work. Student loans. The following list reflects the order in which you should apply for and accept loans to get the lowest rates and best repayment options. Subsidized federal student loans are backed up by the government with interest paid on your behalf while you're in school. These require generally at least half-time enrollment status. Unsubsidized federal student loans may require that you make interest payments while you're enrolled. If not, the interest is added to the money you owe, called capitalization. Parent loan for undergraduate students or PLUS programs are loans applied for and owed by the parents but dispersed directly to the students. And private student loans are offered through banks and credit unions. Private loans often have stricter credit requirements and higher interest rates than federal loans do, and interest payments on private loans begin immediately. Managing credit wisely. When you graduate, you will leave your institution with two significant numbers. The first is your grade point average, which represents the level of academic success you attained in college, and the second is your credit score, which is a numerical representation of your fiscal responsibility. There is some evidence that some students do not persist because they accumulate unsustainable debt, especially for purposes that are unrelated to education. In 2009, President Obama signed legislation that prohibits college students under the age of 21 from obtaining a credit card unless they can prove they are able to make the payments or the credit card application is co-signed by a parent or guardian. Simply put, a credit card allows you to buy something now and pay for it later. Each month you will receive a statement listing all purchases and requesting a payment toward the balance by a due date. Avoid making late payments. Being even 1 day late may result in a late fee of up to $30. It can also raise the interest rate on your card and any other cards you have. Frequently asked questions about credit cards. I have a credit card with my name on it, but it is actually my parents' account number. Is this card building credit for me? The answer is no. To build credit, you must be the primary account holder or at least a joint account holder. I choose the credit option every time I use my debit card. Is this building credit for me? The answer is no. I have a few store credit cards like Target, Kohl's, Best Buy. Are these accounts included on my credit report? Yes. They affect your credit rating, but not as much as major credit cards. Where can I apply for a major credit card? A good place to begin is your bank or credit union. Remember that you will have to prove your ability to make payments in order to obtain a card. If one credit card will help me build credit, will several build my credit even more? Research shows that there is no benefit to having more than 2 major credit cards. In fact, having too many open accounts can make you look risky. What if I forget and make a late payment? Is my credit score ruined? Your credit your credit report reflects the past 7 years with emphasis on the 2 most recent years. Credit card do's and don'ts. Don't use your credit card to bridge the gap between the lifestyle you would like to have and the one you can afford. Do keep an eye on your credit report by visiting the free website www.annualcreditreport.com at least once per year. Do use your credit card to build credit by making small charges and paying them off each month. Do have a credit card for emergencies if possible, even if your parents or spouse co-sign for it. Debit card. A debit card is also called a check card. The big advantage of a debit card is that you don't always have to carry cash, and thus you don't run the risk of losing it. The disadvantage is that the debit card provides direct access to your checking account. It's very important that you keep your card in a safe place and away from your personal identification number or PIN. The safest way to protect your account is to memorize your PIN. Planning for the future. Plan now for the next step, whether it is additional education or work. Keep your address up to date with the registrar where you attended college. Make a point of establishing a savings account and adding to it regularly, even if it's only a few dollars each month. Your education is the most productive investment you make for your future and that of your family. Research shows that completion of programs or degrees after high school increases earnings, opens up career options, leads to greater satisfaction in work, results in more engaged citizenship such as voting and community service, and greatly increases the probability that your children will go on to college. College is a big investment of both time and money, but it's an investment of proven worth. Checklist for success: managing your money. Making learning financial literacy skills a key college success skill. Financial literacy is a specialized form of information literacy. Create a budget and live on it. Remember, it's yours, tailor-made by and for you. Learn as much as you can about the different types of financial aid. Visit your financial aid office to find this out. Balance work and other commitments. Decide which course is best for you, whether that is to work, to take out loans, or a combination of both. Think about this. You will finish college with 2 key numbers, your GPA and your credit score. This means college is a time to learn how to use credit wisely. Potential employers will be checking your transcripts and your credit report. Learn the strategies in this chapter for wise credit card management to stay out of this trap. Credit card companies troll for bait on college campuses. You do not want to be part of that bait. Take advantage of help offered on your campus to learn financial management skills. You may not have had any money to manage before you started college. And this is the end of Chapter 13, IDS.